up, guys? This is Schums, and welcome to what may be one of the most important days in voice acting history as we play Detective Hank and the Golden Sneeze. And let's just ignore the fact that I'm wearing animal print for what may be the first time in my life and just move swiftly along to what will be a super cute detective game. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Okay, let's just jump right into a new game. Welcome to Detective Hank and the Golden Sneeze. Do you want an explanation on how to play? No. Choose a storyline. They each have a different culprit. Ooh. Well, let's start with 1. For this playthrough, you have chosen storyline 1. About to save your game. Game saved. Amazing. Technology. The night is young and the town is asleep. Save for few exceptions. Very few exceptions. In the silence of the night, a glass display is shattered and its contents are stolen away. The culprit knew what they were doing. Guards rush in, but it's too late. The damage has already been done. And just like that, the night continues as if nothing had happened, except for that one event. Now you sneeze me, now you don't. It's been morning for a while by the time I get out of bed, and same as every other morning, I am a man with a mission. This guy looks like he could have a cowboy accent, right? But do I know how to do a cowboy accent? Stay tuned. Coffee? My wife greets me as I enter the living room. Holy shit, this is steampunk as all fuck. So here you are. How's my Hank doing? Coffee. Oh, you poor thing. Mary hurries to the dining room and rushes a cup of lukewarm coffee back to me. This coffee is probably 5 hours old. I should have gotten it myself, and I should have gotten up at a decent hour. But there's something about this morning ritual of mine such that I never want to change. Our happy morning is suddenly rudely disturbed by the ultimate sound of doom. The ring of impending work. Hello? Hank, the museum has been robbed. I want you to go and investigate. Understood, Captain. I'll be right there. Honey? Oh, that was not Mary. Yes? I need my hat. You can get that yourself, honey. You've already had your coffee. As I should, honey. What? How do I look? Like you're gonna go punch some bad guys. Take care, honey. Take care. Oh, wait, come back. I forgot to tell you something. I'm picking up my parents for tea after work. That's nice. I like it when they come over for tea. What kind of alternate universe is this? Unless they steal my cookies, of course. Ah, come on, honey. When has that ever happened? Last week. You've got a point. I'll try to keep them in check this time. Take care, honey. Oh my god, this is syrupy sweet. The morning has nearly passed when I finally arrive at the museum. It's crowded with more policemen than visitors, which isn't saying much. There are no visitors. Besides, I thought our police force was bigger than this. The museum's director, Mr. Abrams, comes up to me as I enter the next room. Oh, thank goodness you've come, Detective. The whole place is a mess. Glad to be of service, Mr. Abrams. Could you fill me in on what happened? You see, the thing is, last night our most prized possession, the Golden Sneeze, was stolen. It has been in this museum for decades. It has great historical value, and it was still being studied by the most famed of professors. Some say it holds great mystical powers, but at the very least, it's a big lump of gold. To be clear, the Golden Sneeze is worth more than its weight in gold. And you lost it? Yes. Mr. Abrams, I need to ask you a couple of standard questions. Where were you? Mr. Abrams, where were you on the night of the robbery? I was at a party, looking for new investors for the museum. It's my job as museum director to expand these facilities, so we are looking for some new money. How did it go well? Can't really say. These things take time. A party is usually the first time we make contact. After that, we invite them over to the museum and let them have a look, and then maybe they'll invest in us. Okay, that gives me a good overview of the situation. Any suspicious activity? Have you seen any suspicious activity in the area? I'm afraid there hasn't been any activity around here, Detective. Nobody has come here in weeks. Can you tell me why? We haven't changed much around lately. It's hard for a museum of ancient history to find new old things. Customers sometimes just get bored. But I'm sure we can manage. So you haven't seen anything odd? No, I'm sorry. Mr. Abrams, can you tell me a bit more about this golden sneeze? Of course, Detective. The golden sneeze is roughly 200 years old. That's about a century before the mechanical revolution came to be. In those days, people still believed in magic, so the records on it are a bit muddled, but we do have a backstory on it. There was a couple who only had one single daughter. They were very poor, but they lived a happy life. One day, their daughter fell ill. Her health deteriorated, and within a week it seemed like she would not survive. The couple was devastated, but one fateful night, a monk appeared at their house. Though the couple did not have much to share, nonetheless, they gave the monk a meal. The couple talked a lot, and the monk learned of their ill daughter. He would not let it turn into a tragedy. The monk summoned their daughter and held up a handkerchief. He said to her, "Though you know only fear, you will be safe from this moment onward." At that moment, the girl sneezed louder than she ever had before, and when she opened her eyes, the golden sneeze lay in the handkerchief. What a touching story. Magic or not, her parents did not want to accept the golden sneeze as a gift, but the monk insisted upon it. He replied, people with such generosity deserve to have more to share. In the next moment, he disappeared. The parents sold the object, and their daughter never went hungry again. At least that's one version of the story. In another version, the daughter drank molten gold, and the golden sneeze came out along with her dying breath. But we prefer the first version. It's more kid-friendly. Thank you for that enlightening talk, Mr. Abrams. Thank you, Mr. Abrams. That'll be all. I'm going to take a look at the crime scene now. Let's see. Constable, how's the investigation going? Quite well, Detective. We're finishing up the search as we speak. That's good to hear. What have you discovered? Well, there doesn't seem to be any place of entrance. The thief has been very careful. We found a couple of drops of oil that do not belong in the museum. We found a torn-off black piece of cloth. That's all. Okay, thank you, officer. You may go now. I think I've seen enough of the crime scene. I could look for other clues in the area, maybe see if there's something fishy in the museum. Or I could go visit my usual suspect. Where shall I go? Well, let's go back into the museum. Let's see what I can find in the museum besides the crime scene. The stuff on display here is really old. There's a spear that's over 2,000 years old, or at least what's left of a spear. There's also a canoe that may be even older than that. This stuff is pretty interesting. I wonder how many others would think the same thing. I'm just gonna check the guest book of the museum. I'm investigating. I can do that. Oh dear, this doesn't look too good. This museum hasn't had a single visitor in weeks. I wonder what Mr. Abrams thinks about that. Where should I go? Look in the area. Let's take a look at the outside of the museum. From out here, it looks like the thief could have gone in multiple directions. The roof was unguarded, so the thief probably came down through there. Then, there's always the possibility that he or she entered through the front door. There's not much else to see out here. Afterwards, I was making my way through town when suddenly, kaboom! What was that? Oh my gosh. Look at this little girl. Is that a little knife? And oh my god, okay. Mister, you have to help. It's horrible. A little girl approached me. She had a weird way of talking and an even weirder intonation in her voice. She was probably in shock. Am I giving you the right voice then? It's okay, little girl. I can help you. What's your name? Tomo, I guess. There was something wrong with that girl. She was neither injured nor shocked. I'm Hank, and I'm a detective. Did you see what happened? Someone set off a bomb further down the street. Did you get a good look at whoever did it? Was it you? No. Why not? Because I didn't have a mirror on me when I did it. That kid was clearly not who she seemed to be. Explain yourself, Tomo. Enough of the games, detective. I'm glad I found you, and I'm glad I've caught your attention. You know about the golden sneeze. It's mine, and I want it back. You may have already noticed, but I'm not going to help you with that, little girl. And I'm afraid we aren't going to be friends now, are we? Goodbye, detective. I'm sure we'll meet again soon. The girl ran away, and I gave chase. I saw her run into an alleyway and dive into a small hole. Unfortunately, I didn't fit through it. I called it in. What? You called it in with what? What is that? But by that time, she was already gone. It was careless for her to give me a name. Even though it might be fake, I now have something to identify her by. I'll get you next time, Tomo. Where shall I go? Who's my usual suspect? Some detectives have lists of criminals and crime suspects, making their work easier. Well, it makes my work easier when I can quickly find some suspects. Saphira? I can't give her her voice without seeing her. I'm sorry. Hank, what a coincidence finding you in my restaurant. Ooh. But Saphira, on the contrary, makes my job all the more difficult. So, is that a warrant in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me? It's just a warrant. Miss Capone, I suspect that you're guilty of a robbery that occurred this morning. Hey, I'm running an honest business here. Boys! Yes, madam? My friend here needs to call off. See to it. Yes, madam. Shit, I should have said I might be to see her. Where should I go in the day? Well, fuck. The day is nearing its end as I head home. Along the way, I receive a call from the office. Hank, what's the status of the golden sneeze case? Well, first of all, there's a crime scene. There doesn't seem to be any place to entrance. The thief has been very careful. We found a couple of drops of oil that do not belong in the museum. We found a toner, black piece of cloth. It strikes me as odd that an artifact was stolen while there were no visitors signed in at the museum. And then I met that girl. There's no time to talk about your private life, detective. Hear me out, Captain. She blew up part of the street, and when I got a hold of her, she asked me to give her the golden sneeze. I've got more than a hunch that she's connected to the case. Well done, detective. This will help the investigation immensely. We've got a lot of people on this case, and I want to make sure the security at the museum is up to snuff. Tomorrow, you will help Mr. Abrams ensure that not so much as a guppy could sneak in there. Understood? Understood, Captain. I don't like it, but I seem to be the best security expert at the Bureau, so now I'm stuck patching up the museum. Oh well, I don't mind looking at the stuff they've got. I'll make sure to inspect all of the display cases very carefully. I get home before Mary does. The place is so dark, I stumble to find the light switch. It's your home. How do you not know where the light switch is? Sometimes it's nice to have the house to yourself. I spoke too soon. Hey, hon, I'm home. I brought your in-laws with me. Great to see you back, sweetie. Let me say hi to your parents. Oh my God, who is this man? Who is this charming man? Peter, how's life? How's the business? I don't even know what to give this guy. I mean, what is he even? Same as always, Hank. Making a lot of steam. No pun intended, of course. Hey. Oh my God, are they gay? That's so sweet. And so unusual for a game. That's so awesome. Let's just say we can handle the pressure. I can't give them distinct voices. I don't even know. I don't do men's voices in case you hadn't noticed. Paul, it's so nice to see you. So, tea and cookies, everyone. As always, it gets late quickly when Mary's parents are over. In my life, I've never understood the jokes about terrible in-laws. I've always seemed to get along with mine perfectly well. Granted, I don't have a mother-in-law, but Mary's parents didn't give me the evil eye when I went to pick her up on our first date either. Plus, I love to hear their stories from the robot factory when they're over for tea. It's always a good time. Except maybe that one time when they conspired to steal my cookies. But that was last week, and I got them back in the end. Water under the bridge and all that. Honey, I'm going to show the new doorbell mechanism to Peter. I'll be right back. Being left alone with my father-in-law is still just as awkward, though. So, I read on the news that you've got some work to do with the Golden Sneeze case, don't you, Hank? Slap! Now he started interrogating me. I hate it when my in-laws want to know about my work. Come on, Hank, reverse psychology, you know this. How do you know about that, Paul? Well, I just told you. I read it on the news. Double snap, why can't I be more professional at home? Fine, Paul, let's see who will be interrogating who this evening. I must choose my replies carefully if I want to hold my ground. Yes, about that news. What about your news? Since you already knew about that, let's talk about something else. What have you been up to? Ah, yes. Well, Pete and I have been in town for a couple of days. Good. I'm changing the subject successfully. Have you seen the museum, by the way? Is the museum a nice tourist attraction? We saw a lot of it when we took a look around town yesterday, but you weren't signed into the visitors book. Good. Not a word about my job. By the way, are there any suspects in the case yet? You aren't going to let it go, are you, Paul? Oh, that's probably not a good thing to say. Have you got any suspects yet? Well, we've got our usual suspect, anyone living in the surrounding areas, and a little girl. Yeah, during our walk around town, Pete and I actually went to the museum and took a look at the exhibition. They have such beautiful things on display. Wait a minute, nobody has been to the museum in months. Why is Paul saying he has? You couldn't possibly have been there. Why, Paul, might you have stolen the golden sneeze while you were there? I mean, I was just trying to make conversation, you nosy whippersnapper. Oh, I guess not even a white lie can get past you, can it? I'm glad the police have you on their side. You're very good at your job. It's a pretty neat mechanism. I installed it yesterday. So, what have you two been up to? Oh, not much. A standard father to son-in-law interrogation. Wait, what? To be continued. About to save your game. Game saved. Amazing. Oh, what a great morning. In a few minutes, we can open the doors. I hope we get some customers. With emphasis on the word hope. Oh, hello. So you must be Mr. Abrams. Who are you, and what are you doing here, little girl? Where is it, Abrams? What are you talking about? I guess you really don't know. Wait a minute. How did you get in here anyway? You left the front door unlocked this morning. I'll be seeing you soon, Abrams. Chapter 2. A Golden Opportunity. I woke up early this morning and had a quick cup of coffee. The case is bugging me. How did the thief get in unnoticed? Maybe because the door was unlocked. There are very few people capable of such a feat. They would have needed to know where security was at all times and strike at the exact moment they weren't looking. The drops of oil we found on the floor earlier might give us a clue as to the tools the thief used. Hey, hon, you forgot your hat. Thanks, hon. I'm gonna need that in. Wait, what time is it? 1/2 late for work. Grr, I've been thinking too long. Oh well, I'll write it off as working on the case. Besides, the museum is close to our house anyway. See you later, honey. I'm gonna miss you. Oh, come, we've never together on work days. I know, but I've suddenly got a couple days off, so we would have been together if you didn't have to work. I'm sorry, hon. I'm afraid I can't do much about it now. It's okay. I'm gonna go visit Dad and Dad at the robot factory, so I won't be alone at least. That's a relief. Hon, I'm off. Take care. Oh my goodness. I can't even deal with that relationship. Good morning, Mr. Abrams. How are you doing? Whoa, you don't look good. What happened? Detective, I'm afraid that my security needs more work than I thought. In this very room, a little girl snuck in and said hi to me before we opened. How did she get in? I left the front door open by accident. Did the girl have grey hair and a blue cape by any chance? How did you know? I didn't, but I do have the hunch that we need to secure this museum quickly as possible. Mr. Abrams, do you have anyone in place to get your museum up to snuff? I have a couple of handymen, and I know someone who can get me some building materials. But I'll have to build a whole new wing to make this place secure. Where am I going to find the equipment to build it? Well, I might know someone. I'm just talking to myself. Never thought I'd give real estate advice. So, who is this fabled person? Mr. Abrams, do you know any terrible in-law jokes? Detective, I'm a curator, not a comedian. So no, I don't know any terrible in-law jokes. Good. My in-laws make enough terrible jokes already. Well, they're going to be featured more, so now I actually have to give them voices. Mr. Abrams, what brings you to our factory so early in the morning? Paul, we need some equipment to fix the museum. Any suggestions? But of course. Walk this way, please. Our newest model here is the Collide. It can do pretty much anything. Moving large objects, breaking down walls and building them up again, or even expanding your building. You name it, it does it. You can't go wrong with the Goliath. That sounds like an excellent machine, Mr. Smith, but where am I going to put it after the renovations? Well, you could always rent it, I guess. If that's fine with you, shall we start on the paperwork? I think we shall, Detective. I'll be right back with you. I'll see you in a bit, Mr. Abrams. Why did he know his first name? That's so weird. The reason I first became a detective is hard to explain. Whenever something is stolen, the thief tries to not leave any clues behind, so the only evidence of change is the stolen thing being gone. But there's also those drops of oil which implies robotics. It's a bit awkward. Victims try to make peace with their loss sometimes in vain, and that's where I come in. I use the thief's clues to try to make the crime undone, because in the end, your property should feel as safe as it was before. Lady in a blue dress. Hank, funny meeting you here. And then I found out that my job was far from done. Oh, it's a fair game. I was just looking around with the boys, looking at some of the equipment. We're gonna make my restaurant extra pretty. As long as you pay for the equipment afterwards, you can look as much as you want. You're no fun, Detective. You know what? I will look at more equipment. Thank goodness she got bored quickly. I didn't want to have to deal with her shenanigans this early in the morning. Excuse me, Detective? Mr. Abrams, I take it the paperwork went well? Yes, and with the museum being in the news lately, I could stand to make a bit of extra money. Hold on, Abrams. What are you saying? Does this mean that the heist benefited you? What's your part in this whole thing? Did you steal the golden sneeze for your own gain? I better get to the bottom of this. How have you kept the museum afloat since the heist? It's pretty morbid, actually. One heist, and suddenly you're in more newspapers than you could ever read in a day. They didn't write nearly as much about me when I paid for an advertisement. So, the news was eager to write about you ever since the heist. Good to know, but did it benefit you? Maybe I got a voice wrong there. Any press is good press, right? I'm not gonna ask that question. I don't know. What's your next move? So, what are you gonna do now? Being a curator sometimes seems eerily close to being a magician, Detective. A museum may have its share of trouble, but if you can convince an investor you're worth it, you can stay open for years. Thank you for the insight, but that doesn't tell me anything. How's the heist helped you? So, if I have this straight, the customers don't matter. The investors' money does. I'm so pleased with our investors. At least they can see the big picture and they keeping the museum afloat. No, Abrams, I can't incriminate you with innocent stuff like that. Oh well, guess I'll just have to let this lead slide. Oh, I fucked it up, peeps. Your in-laws are quite the couple, Detective. What do you mean? I'm so happy for them. They can work together. I don't know many couples who could handle that. I have so much trouble entertaining the missus with tales from my work that I don't even bother trying anymore. What about you, Detective? Is your partner interested in hearing about how you were punching the bad guys? Excuse me, did I say something wrong? No, Mr. Abrams. I just realized that I did something very stupid this morning. I won't pry, but it's best if you fix that then. By the way, Detective, I'm heading back to the museum now. Would you like to ride with me? That's an interesting question. If I stay here, I can keep an eye on Saphira and maybe check out the robots a bit more. But if I go, I can check out the museum a second time and maybe catch Tomo again. So where shall I go? Well, Tomo obviously didn't steal it. She wants it, so stay at the factory. No thank you, Mr. Abrams. I think I have some work to do at this factory. It's fine either way. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye. Good. Now I can focus on some other important things around here. Oh, Jesus, okay. Bit unexpected. But I guess she did say she was going to hang out with her parents. Hey, hon, a quick kiss and then I need to go. I'm meeting with a friend this afternoon. That's fast. I actually wanted to talk to you about something. Can it wait until tonight? I'm in a hurry. I guess it can. It's not like you're going to get kidnapped or anything. It's not like you're going to get kidnapped or anything. That's my Hank. Come over here. Kissy. Now, you be a good boy and don't upset my dads, okay? I love you. Love you too, hon. What shall I do now? Inspect the robots. Robots are powerful machines. The thief might have used one to steal the golden sneeze. Unfortunately, I'm not that good with robots. What should I even look for? Inspect the robot up close. Looking up close, I see that the joints of the robot are very oily. No kidding. These things rust very fast, so Peter must keep them oiled up at all times. Wait a minute. The oil looks the same as the kind we found at the museum. I hope Peter and Paul don't have anything to do with this. What should I do now? I'm not happy with Saphira, the current mob boss, showing up at this factory. Let's see what she wants. Good morning, Miss Capone. How's your restaurant coming along? Ugh, Detective, please don't pretend to be okay with me. But yeah, the restaurant is going along well. What do you want to know? I'm curious about what you're going to add to your restaurant. Well, I didn't expect you to show compassion for once, but if you must know, I'm going to add a ballroom to my teeny tiny restaurant. Imagine it, Hank, a ballroom. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And of course, I just bought the place, so it needs some renovations. Saphira, you're usually up to no good. Are you telling the truth or are you playing with me? Let's get the truth from you. That robot is for heist. Oh, well, she doesn't react well to... Okay, we'll see. Think you can drive one of these? Drive, Hank, that's so funny. These things don't have wheels. But no, I don't intend... Oh, but it says Hank. Okay, so they mess up sometimes. That's good to know, because I feel like once I was asking the museum director questions and it was just me talking, and then suddenly it was like he'd given me an answer. But no, I don't intend on controlling one of these big boys myself. They're a bit too crude for me. I'm letting one of the boys handle the robot for the restaurant. I see you've got your builders already. Yes, with this restaurant I hope to bring honor to the memory of my father. The loving father he was, the way I remember him. But he's still in prison, alive and well. Don't ruin the moment, Hank. But I have to thank you, Detective. For what? for not accusing me of anything. With my old man being the way he is, everyone always expects the worst of me. It's not like criminal activities are in my blood or anything. So it was nice to have a normal conversation. For once. I agree, Saphira. For once. What shall I do now? Hey guys, what's up? Whose voices I can't remember. Profits, I hope. Peter? Oh god, I don't know who Paul and Peter is. No, Peter's the one I gave the voice to. It's a pretty uneventful morning. I've only rented out one robot for the week so far. I prefer selling them. Come on guys, cheer up. Practice some sales talk on me. I'm just gonna give them both the same voice. I mean, I'm honest, I can't even handle it. Okay, here I go. Good day, dear sir. How can I help you? Do you have a specific project you're looking to work on? There's the odd chance that the robot was used in the burglary, so I need some more information on them. But I don't want to give Peter and Paul the impression I see them as potential criminals. As Mary said, don't upset my dads. Let's just play along. Yes, I'm working on a project involving moving objects. I'm working on a project where I have to move a lot of heavy objects around. Well, do I ever have the thing for you? Our new Goliath model can move the biggest things around for you in no time. For a fraction of the cost for a full workforce, all of your bricks for your building will be in place within an hour. Just don't move small objects with it. It'll crush them in its fingers. Oh, well, I mean, Jesus. What should I do now? Leave. I mean, guys. How was walls gonna have anything to do with the friggin' robbery? I was heading home when my phone rang. Hank, we've received an anonymous tip that the Golden Sneeze may be headed to Old Haversham. Given there's a big black market there, it might be a good spot to check out. Understood, Captain. I'll take the next train over tonight. And then I suddenly spotted something of the corner of my eye. At the end of the street, I saw a scruffy-looking man holding a package. Excuse me, sir. May I see what you're holding there? It was clearly the Golden Sneeze, but before I could react... Sorry, buddy. They didn't pay me enough to talk to you. A car with a roaring engine and screeching tires drove by. The thug jumped inside it and escaped. I immediately gave chase. Unfortunately, I couldn't run fast enough or hail a cab in time, so the car got away. If that tip was right, I knew the Golden Sneeze was headed to the train station. It was time to recruit some reliable backup. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum, doing normal things, la la la. Honey, I have to talk to you, it's really important. Honey, what's going on? You're making no sense. Well, do you remember how this morning you were free and I went to work and we barely saw each other? Yes. I should have asked you to come along with me. It would have been way more fun. Ah, that's sweet of you to say. But that's not all. I think the Golden Sneeze is headed for the train station, then to Old Haversham this evening. And you thought you'd take me instead of a policeman? Yes, I need someone I can trust and blend in with. Someone who likes to punch bad guys, maybe? Pretty much, yes. Then what are you waiting for? Let's go now! To be continued. About to save your game. Game saved. We arrive well in time for the night train, and we meet up with a pair of friendly faces before leaving. Hank, Mary, I didn't know you guys were taking the night train. Oh my god, these guys. Paul, Peter, I didn't know you had business in the town over, next town over. There's an investors party over there, so this gorilla wanted to crash it. Peter, have you forgotten the best part already? Strong side is straight from the top. Dad, I'm happy you're setting me a good example by taking the train. By the way, can you say hi to Mr. Abrams to me if you see him? He seems to be taking the train tonight as well. Paul, we need to load up our robot. Kids, we'll see you later. I'm not sure it's a good idea for Mr. Abrams to get on this train. How come, Detective? Good to see you, Mr. Abrams. I believe it'd be unwise for you to take this train ride. There's a good chance that the Golden Sneeze is on there, as well as a thief, and he or she may try to harm you. Come on, detectives. Do you think I'd be scared of a little threat like that? I'll see you at the bistro wagon. Honey, everything okay? This situation just got a bit more dangerous, but it's okay. I can handle it. Not so friendly face. Mary, what are you doing here? Oh my god. Saphira! I'm just about to go on an epic quest with my hubby. It's great to see you two together for once. I need to get my luggage to the cabin now, but I'll see you later. Take care, you two. See you later, Saphira. You two know each other? Yes, from Alice's self-defense party. Why? I'm about to get on a train with the perpetrator of a crime, the main victim of a heist, the main suspect of said heist, and my dear family. Also, my wife seems to spend time with an alleged criminal. I just wanted a quiet train ride. Don't worry, my love. I'll protect you. Chapter 3. Following the Trail. Usually, I'd enjoy a good train ride, but there are too many important people on this ride for it to be enjoyable. Fortunately, I came prepared. I told the police force to take some precautions over at the next station, and I told the conductor to secure all of the goods and keep an extra close eye on the passengers. It's a good thing you've got that portable phone of yours so we can call everyone involved as needed. I'm not too fond of it, to be honest. I mean, if it wasn't required by the job, why would anyone want this? It runs out of steam within 2 days, and then I'll need to find a tap to refill the water. And if I'm lucky, someone calls me on it just so I can say, "Hi, this is Hack. I've got a phone with a landline 4 feet away, but I refuse to stand up and walk over to it." Oh, what? Girl, I'm Hank, and I hate new things. I want to communicate using any smoke signals. Come on, you've got to admit that was funny. That was a spot-on imitation, honey. Too bad it wasn't me. Cheer up, honey. I know you're stressed out by this ride, but you can't blend in like that. Let's get a smile on your face so we can find that thief. As always, you may be daft, but you're definitely right. Let's get to business. Yes, let's do that. We can go in 2 directions on this train. Firstly, there's the front end with the cargo and the coach section. Saphira went up there, so if there's any trouble on here, it's probably there. Then, at the back of the station, there's the bistro wagon. Mr. Abrams went there, and since they have snacks, I reckon your parents are there too. So, it's like a mullet. Business in the front. Business in the front, party in the back. You truly are your father's daughter, aren't you? Do you really want me to make a joke about there being a high chance of relation? You've already done that, so let's not. Where do you think we should go? I think we'll secure the front of the train. Let's go to the front of the train and have a nice cup of tea with Saphira. I'm not sure that I want to. Hank, you disappoint me. Saphira has done nothing wrong. Not yet, anyways. Unless, of course, she's stolen the golden sneeze. Then she would have already done something wrong. And I'm guessing you think she's as guilty as a kid with a stolen cookie in her hands. No, it's innocent until proven guilty, honey. Then let's pay her a visit and prove her guilty. I guess I missed something. Let's see. Whose coach section is this? Honey, what are you doing? Isn't it obvious? I'm trying to find Saphira's luggage. You can't do that. People who aren't Saphira will be very cross with you if you violated their privacy. Come to think of it, Saphira wouldn't be too happy about it either. On the contrary, detective, I'm always happy about everything, whatever it was you were discussing. Saphira, are you enjoying your adventure on this grand train? Easy, sugar. I'm just traveling because of a business meeting I'm going to for my restaurant. Just a business meeting? Then why are you taking all of this luggage with you? Well, I bought these clothes on my way to the station and I wanted to try them all out. What did you get? Honey, what are you? You have to come over and take a look. Where are you going? Just a minute, honey. We'll be right back. Later, or at least much later than Hank would have liked. And we're back. Took you long enough. Hank, I didn't listen to your ramblings about work just to remain completely ignorant about it. I quite literally went undercover. Interesting. What did you find out? Well, Sapphira took all of her fancy wardrobe with her, but no cash or anything. It seems that she just took all of it with her to have something to do on the train. You know, try out clothes. So what did you find out? Well, I found a tight black onesie with a hole in one of the legs. It might be used as a sort of underwear for overly revealing clothes. Or it could be used as a catsuit in a burglary. And they were missing a little patch of black cloth. Well done, love. I couldn't have done it better myself. What would have involved you going to the that would have involved you going to the ladies' room, Hank. That'd be a very bad idea. Let's move on to the front and see if we can find something about the luggage compartment. We were near the luggage compartment at the front when suddenly... That didn't feel right. The train shouldn't have hit the brakes that hard on this part of the track. Honey, I think you should look out the window. Oh my god, that is creepy AF. Seriously? That's Tomo. Did that little girl just stop the train? I've seen her do worse. Have you? Did you actually see her do it? Out of my way! Let me in! Good evening, everybody. This isn't a robbery. I'm just here to get something that belongs to me back. Also, hi, Detective. Surprised to see you here. So, if anyone has seen a huge lump of gold in the shape of my nose, your cooperation would be highly appreciated. And don't even think about moving a muscle! Tomo, stop this madness. You're scaring my Hank. I'll make you pay for this. Apart from that, holding up a train is a serious offense. What are you doing here? Detective, have you talked to Abrams about the Golden Sneezer's history? I am that girl. Ooh. Mr. Abrams told me a thing or two. The story with the little girl, right? Tell me, Detective, did you believe what he told you was true? Well, it might have been true. I'm sure it holds at least some truth. I'm just not sure which parts. Detective, I can assure you that it was all true. So the monk, true, and the molten gold, unfortunately, true as well. Wait, so if all of that happened for real, how does she know for sure? But while we were talking, an all too familiar thug tried to sneak away. Og, you distracted me. You, get back here. We weren't sure if we were supposed to protect the little girl from the big thug or the poor man from a kid with explosives. Either way, we get chased. Look, little girl, put down the explosives and let the grown-up go, okay? You have my sneeze. I'm not going to let you go away that easily. Tomo, hold it right there. What the? Hey, hold it! Detective, you're the worst. I just had him. Let me fix that. Unit 2, we've got a runner. I'm on it. See, that phone always comes in handy. I mean, punch the bad guys. Tomo, it's time we had a serious talk. Let me go. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. I suggest you exercise it. We'll have a serious talk right after the police are done with that guy. All right, Detective, what do you want? That's a good question, but I'm not going to outright tell her what I want to know what she's doing here. As long as I can keep talking to her, she won't run away or wreak any havoc. Let me see. What can I talk about with kids? Maybe if I talk about her age, possibly, I can coax her into talking. You can offend children by telling them they're too young, so I'll have to be careful. You want to know what I want? In that case, tell me. I didn't mean to say you're way too young. I just didn't want to ask her directly about her age. Sigh. You're way too young to be running about. Where are your parents? Detective, truly, you know nothing. Fair enough, but tell me then. Those beakers hanging around your torso seem to hold a lot of explosives. Did it take you long to make them? Those aren't for little girls. Please don't use them. How long did it take you to make those? The mixing must have taken ages. Seriously, detective, I'm not as young as you think I am, and your assumptions insult me. You want me to drop this? Just the subject, not the vial. Tomo, things don't add up. You appear randomly and blow things up just to get the golden sneeze. Tell me. The golden sneeze truly is yours, isn't it? Detective, you have admirable deductive skills, so I'll let you in on this. The sneeze is mine and has been mine for as long as it's existed. That's why I'm after it. I suppose that's all you're gonna tell me, isn't it? I think I've already told you a lot, or more specifically, Abrams did. What about those stars being true and all? They're mashed up, but when put together, still true. Tell me, what does it mean if the sneeze is mine? That would mean you're the little girl from the stories. Wait, so your parents... They were truly my parents. The monk? He came to our door. The molten gold? Came out with my last breath. I haven't breathed in centuries. But that shape... I coughed up gold through my nose. It was amplified and grown by magic. Magic? Detective, there was once magic in this world, but that changed during the mechanical revolution. Machines costed the magic for us. It faded, and eventually we stopped believing in it. The records aren't muddled because the gaps were indeed filled with magic. In fact, we didn't need records in the first place because we already had magic. But that means I am roughly 200 years old, yes. You're old enough to drive and get married. Detective Hank, that's gross. I'm old enough to be everyone's great-grandmother. Use this information as you see fit, detective. I think it's time for me to go. I wish you luck with that thug. She is such a badass. I love this chick. How so? He doesn't have the sneeze. At least he didn't when I punched him in the gut. All units, have you found the golden sneeze? I'm sorry, detective. There's nothing on the train, and the runner didn't have it on him. Everything okay, honey? I'm not sure. Fortunately, if I'm correct, the golden sneeze is still back in the city. Unfortunately, there's a large chance that the thug was a transporter and he just was dropping it off somewhere. It's probably back in the hands of the thief again. Chin up, honey. You'll catch them. You're right. It should be easy for the self-proclaimed greatest detective in the world. And then I'm gonna punch them. To be continued. About to save your game. Game saved. Honey, come on. You need to unwind a little after all that detective work. I know, but with that botched thing on the train, it's hard to get any rest. Well, isn't it nice then that I've taken you out to a nice restaurant, probably owned by Saphira, so you can be distracted? I'm glad to be out again, honey. It's just, why did it have to be Saphira's restaurant? Sir, madam, here's your main course. Please enjoy. I mean, this guy, he seems like a really big thug, but look at him in relation to Mary. He's like shorter than her. It's a bit weird. His face is so much tinier. Sir, madam, here's your main course. Please enjoy. She didn't even hire professional staff. I can't believe she asked her boys to be the waiters. Honey, enough. Sophia's trying to run an honest business here. At least try the food before you judge her. Okay, I will. Nom, 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 nom. Hey, this is pretty good. Very good, even. It seems like she spent all of her budget on the chef. Honey, you're right. I was too quick to judge her. I'll show her some goodwill by giving my compliments to the chef. Excuse me, waiter. Yes, sir. Please give my compliments to the chef. Let me get her. She would like to hear that personally, I'm sure. Wow, look, Hank. This is one of those places that still appreciates personal recognition. Oh, okay. What's up, Hank? Hi, Mary. I heard you wanted to tell me something. Saphira, you're the chef of this restaurant? A woman? A professional chef? Crazy. Of course I am. I took lessons from our other cook, and I enjoy perfecting food as an art. It's a no-brainer, actually. Saphira, I wanted to give my compliments for the food. It's really delicious. Why, thank you, Hank. Glad you liked it. Unfortunately, I've got to run before something burns. Bye. She did a good job starting up this restaurant. I agree with you, honey. I was too quick to judge. However, I did find it a bit weird that the restaurant is this empty. It's dinner time. Where are the other customers? Boys, don't let that dessert burn or I will kill you. That was uncomfortably audible. She needs to work on that temper. No customer willingly returns for death threats at dinner. Kinda kills the mood, doesn't it? I love my restaurant. I love the food. I love the electric candelabras. I don't want anything about this place to change. Except for that nosy detective who keeps barging in before any customers do. Sorry to be barging in, Saphira, but I need to complete my investigation. I'd already guessed you would. Look, Hank, I'm getting tired of this routine. I'm trying out a lot of experimental dishes, and I need the time to build up a larger customer base for this restaurant. I'm stressed out, and I just had a beautiful moment with my restaurant. You talk about your restaurant as if it were a person. Don't talk about my baby like that. Saphira, I want to ask you a serious question. A very systemic one. One that you have failed to answer up until now. I'm a Capone detective. I never fail to do anything. What's your question? About the night the golden sneeze was stolen. No, why would she be what? Saphira, I want you to be honest with me. Where were you on the night the golden sneeze was stolen? Hank, I thought you would never ask. But seriously, I was at my self-defense class. Ask Mary. I did. That class was moved up a day early. So, where were you? I think I went to something childish, like a circus. I'd rather not talk about that. It's below my class, you know. Sorry, Saphira. There hasn't been a circus in town for weeks. Boys! Thank you, Saphira. I've heard enough now. Bye! The day hasn't completely passed by the time I return to the station. Good. Maybe I can do some paperwork and then go home early. But I spoke too soon. Detective, we've brought in a woman who we believe was robbing a bank. Hold it, Constable. Do you have any proof that she did it? Well, she was found near the bank with a bag that's registered to the bank and filled to the brim with cash. Well, that sounds... Wait, is it who I think it is? I'm afraid so, sir. Fine, let's get this over with. So, we meet again, Detective. So it seems. Look, Saphira, there's a reason you're my usual suspect, but this is simply ridiculous. You were caught red-handed with a bag of money that's registered to the robbed bank. It was my money, and I got that bag from the bank last week. It only seemed fitting to bring my money back in it. Maybe she hasn't robbed the bank. My investigation on the museum is still ongoing. Since she's here, I may as well interrogate her. I have to be careful, though. She doesn't like to be accused of things, so maybe I can get her to talk by being kind to her. Saphira, how about we have a nice old chat in this room, just like we did so many times before? What, with a nice cup of tea, like when they arrested my father and you had to interrogate me? Sure, why not? Short while later. Thank you for the tea, Constable. Now, Hank, what do you want to talk to me about? Well, you seem quite fit nowadays. Saphira, have you lost weight? You seem quite fit nowadays. Why, yes, Hank, I did lose a bit of weight. I've been exercising a lot. Is that so? Good. Compliments seem to be effective. About that weight loss... are you still climbing? You took up climbing again, didn't you? It feels so liberating to be climbing again. The wind blowing through your hair, the views. It's like nothing can hold you back. So it was her, because of the tear in her clothes. At least, as long as there's no roof over your head. Good, she's starting to talk. You're really handy with rope. Where did you learn that art? I took some extra knot tying lessons with the boys, and now we can go abseiling together. I don't know if I feel comfortable with her boys knowing their ways around ropes. You tie the rope to a pulley, and then you can climb and descend any wall you like. Wait a minute. If a pulley was silent, it would have needed a lot of oil. Oh god. I think I accidentally... Okay. Or you could have used it to enter any building, like the museum. Wait, what? Gotta go. Bye! Well, so much for having a nice cup of tea together. So, I'm afraid we make some mistakes in the arrest of Miss Capone. Such as, well, the serial number on the bag of money she was found with is the same as an empty bag that went missing at the bank a week ago. So, a teller probably gave it to her by accident. And Sapphira thought she could keep it. I'm afraid so, sir. Alright, Constable. I'll deliver her the news myself. Next time, make sure you have your proof straight. Miss Capone, you're free to go. Finally. Yeah, sorry for the mix-up. Since we're on the topic of accusations, how's your investigation going? Pretty well, but you might have guessed that already. Oh, you don't have a clue, do you, Hank? What makes you say that? Hank, you're too much of a softie. Anyone under the right circumstances could be persuaded to steal. You've let your feelings cloud your judgment of the museum owner, your family, and even little old me. If that's so, Sapphira, explain to me how. Do your worst. Well, had you ever considered that the museum is doing well enough? Mr. Abrams has tried to lure people to his museum with the story of the golden sneeze being stolen. Maybe you know someone with money problems? What if someone had just found the golden sneeze to be dazzling? Tomo has been quite eager to get her hands on the golden sneeze. Or, what if the thief was just playing you and is actually right under your nose? Is she trying to throw Mary under the proverbial bus? Thank you for your insight, Miss Capone. I think I've just cracked the case. Please wait here. What? Hey, did you just lock the door? Yes, Miss Capone. You're now a suspect in our burglary case. Hey! To be continued. About to save your game. Game saved. Chapter 5, Showdown. It's time for me to point out the thief amongst everyone even slightly related to the theft. First, I'm going to point out a suspect. Then, I'll review their case, see what proof I have to incriminate them. If I'm positive it's them, I can go and arrest them. I have to be careful though. Once I've chosen the criminal, I can't undo my actions. As in, my game will be saved and I won't be able to load a previous save or whatever that means. But if I make a mistake, I may have enough time to arrest someone else. Let's get this over with. Who do we suspect? We suspect everybody at this point. This game is like throwing me off. I still feel it's either Sapphira or Mr. Abrams, but now why is Mary suddenly on my list? My own wife, that's a bit orcs. Based on the conversation we've just had with Sapphira, it's pretty obvious it's her, but I think they're trying to throw me off. Sapphira. I'm suspecting Sapphira. What shall we do? Okay, I don't have to immediately, review the crime scene? The report said the following about the crime scene. There doesn't seem to be any place of entrance. The thief has been very careful. We found a couple of drops of oil that do not belong in the museum. Found a torn off black piece of cloth. That was the whole report. I'm suspecting Sapphira. What shall we do? So she has the torn bit of cloth and the oil from the pulley. I talked to Sapphira about her whereabouts, but she couldn't tell me where she was when the crime occurred. Sapphira owns a black cat suit that could be used for burglaries. It has a hole in it, and the fabric from the crime scene may match with it. Sapphira's experienced with the rope and pulley. If she used that, the oil from the pulley probably would have dripped along the crime scene. That was everything on Sapphira. I'm suspecting Sapphira. Arrest her. Fuck it. YOLO. Are we sure we want to arrest Sapphira? Yep. About to save your game. Game saved. Sapphira, there's a reason you're my usual suspect. This copper's gonna arrest ya. Luckily, she's already at the station. It's over, Sapphira. You're under arrest for the theft of the golden sneeze. What? But I just told you that I didn't take it. Is that so? Let's take a look at your pretty new restaurant and see what's in there, shall we? I hate you. Later? I've got men searching your place now. In a moment, they will uncover the golden sneeze. They won't find anything, Hank. Trust me. Sir, we found this behind the stove. I believe that's what we're looking for. Would you like to explain this to me, Miss Capone? Look, Hank, you can't prove anything. That could have just been planted in there to incriminate me. We will see about that, Miss Capone. I'll see you at the trial. Take her back to the station, man. You'll regret this, detective. I think I just might. The food was quite good. Later in court. Court is in session. Case Sapphira Capone v. the State. The potential charges are burglary and theft. Burglary and theft! The nerve! Can you believe it? Miss Capone, please sit down and be calm. We can only win this if the court is in our favor. That's a lawyer. The state calls forth Detective Hank. Thank you, plaintiff. Detective, you've led the investigation of the theft of the golden sneeze. Tell us, what do you believe drove Miss Capone to the theft? Well, I don't know. Now I'm supposed to convict her? I mean, she obviously had the sneeze. Restaurant's failing? Miss Capone has recently opened a restaurant, and it isn't doing very well. She isn't bringing in customers, therefore she's made no money. Hank, you're hurting the feelings of your favorite girl. Your Honor, we'd like that last bit to be omitted from the records. In order to save her restaurant, she stole the golden sneeze from the museum so she could sell it later. Detective, motive isn't anything. Can you place Miss Capone at the scene of the crime? Yes, Your Honor. We found a piece of cheap black fabric at the crime scene. During the burglary, it was torn up from... Oh, there's an arrow. I guess maybe if I have all the right conversations in the game, it'll allow me to be better in the scene. Her catsuit. The piece of fabric came from her catsuit. Are you kidding me, Hank? A suit with cat ears? Meow, meow. A catsuit is basically a tight onesie that helps burglars move through small spaces efficiently. It has nothing to do with dressing up like a cat, so no, Sapphira, it has no ears attached to it. Anyway, if the space she was in was too small and had sharp edges, it'll likely get torn up and rip a hole in the material of the suit. Sapphira, you own a black catsuit with a hole in the right leg that matches the fabric from the crime scene, am I right? I guess so. Lawyer boy, shouldn't you say something here? How can I when you just directly help the prosecution? That's not the only thing that places Miss Capone at the scene, though. We also found drops of oil in the museum. They came from a pulley and rope. The drops of oil came from the pulley and rope she used to enter the premises. The pulley was too greasy. When it spun around, it threw droplets of oil onto the floor. I'm glad I didn't get any on my dress. Have you something to share, Miss Capone? Miss Capone pleads her right to remain silent, Your Honor. At least I hope she does. Detective, you still hold a strong case. Can you tell me how Miss Capone got into a tightly secured museum? I can, Your Honor. She came in down from the roof. She scaled the building from an alleyway and got on top of the roof, at which time she used a pulley to lower herself into the room holding the golden sneeze. Miss Capone, do you have the skills to do that, don't you? Sapphira? Still waters run deep, Detective. Then why didn't you keep quiet in the first place? Detective, you have presented to us a very strong case. Well done. Miss Capone, I have found you guilty of burglary and theft. Do you have anything to say for yourself? If I make a cute face, will you let me go free? No, Constable. Take her away. Well done, Detective. This case is now closed. Smash! Sapphira was taken out of the courtroom kicking and screaming. In a way, I felt sorry for her. Setting up a restaurant is a tough job, but you shouldn't go around stealing from a museum when you're running short of money. The golden sneeze was returned to the museum, and Mr. Abrams couldn't be happier. The news of the golden sneeze having gone missing had brought a lot of new visitors to the museum, and now that it had returned, it brought even more people. The town moved on to the normal, everyday life it used to have, and all was well again. Except for the fact that my favorite restaurant had closed down due to the owner being arrested. The end. And that's that. That was a little longer than I expected. I guess with the different cases, there's always going to be someone else guilty, but I can't imagine how that's going to change the game in a really dramatic way that I would need to keep playing this. I thought it was really cute and really fun. I think it really threw you off quite a bunch of times. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it too. And please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Especially just comment down below, tell me what games you want me to play next. I'd love to hear from you guys. Please share this if you enjoyed. And I'll see you again next time. Bye peeps.